man smashed a glass bottle, grinding the bottom smooth on a rock. Then, using fire, he softened a plastic bottle, gluing the polished bottle bottom to the mouth. Next, he cut open the bottle, sealing the mouth with rubber, and wrapping the cut edges. Soon, a homemade diving mask was ready. The man couldn't wait to dive into the water, and to his surprise he found everything underwater was clearly visible. Martin immediately grabbed a fish spear and dove into the sea, intending to catch a big fish to supplement his nutrition. However, on the seabed, he discovered a sunken small boat. Martin instantly dropped the fish spear, flipping the boat over. But the next second, he despairingly found a huge hole in the bottom of the boat, making it impossible to repair. But Martin seemed to have an idea. He bent down, picking up the fish spear and throwing it into the boat, then took off his diving mask, placing it inside the cabin. Afterward, he shouldered a rope, risking drowning, dragging the small boat and walking arduously on the seabed. When he reached his limit, Martin quickly surfaced, gasping for air. Then he dove back down, continuing to pull the boat towards the shore. Several hours later, Martin finally struggled to pull the boat out of the water. Seeing this scene, his companions immediately rushed over to help, but Martin refused to let them come near the boat. During this month, stranded on the deserted island, his wife had cheated on him with another man due to food scarcity. To take revenge on them, Martin wouldn't allow the two to board this boat. The woman took the initiative to beg for forgiveness, but Martin angrily drove her away. In the following days, apart from searching for food, Martin kept repairing the boat. Seeing the small boat gradually being restored, the woman and Mike became nervous. This was their only chance to leave. If they couldn't cooperate, they would have to resort to forcefully seizing it. So the two decided, while Martin was out at sea fishing, they would steal the small boat. Soon, the boat repairs were completed. Martin even installed a sail on the boat, enough to sail on the sea as long as extreme weather wasn't encountered. Just as Martin went out to sea to fish, Mike quickly woke the woman up. They resolutely rushed towards the small boat, joining forces to push it to the water's edge. Although Martin discovered them in time, due to the distance being too far, by the time he ran close, Mike and the woman had already set off towards the boundless sea. But strangely, instead of anger, Martin's face actually broke into a smile. However, before long, the woman was horrified to find that the small boat was leaking. She hurriedly plugged the hole, but seawater still poured into the cabin like crazy. Only then did they realize Martin had never fully repaired the small boat. The small boat sank back to the bottom of the sea. To survive, they jumped into the water, desperately swimming towards the shore. Several hours later, the two successfully swam back to the small island. Seeing Mike come ashore, Martin picked up a long spear and walked towards him. Although Mike was young and strong, at this moment he was already exhausted. The fate of death was already sealed. After Mike's death, Martin forgave his wife's betrayal, and the two lived a peaceful life. However, half a year later, a fishing boat suddenly arrived. The woman never dreamed that someone could find this place. She immediately emerged from the hut, following the fishermen onto the fishing boat. At this moment, Martin, who was out at sea fishing, saw the fishing boat pass by. Laughing, he thought he was finally about to be saved, but the woman immediately turned her head, even taking away the lighter Martin